And welcome to Stitches. I'm Brittany and welcome back to another great video that we are filming on how to deepen your relaxation time while you craft. Whether that craft is crochet, knit, sewing, quilting, or something else entirely, these videos are for you and they're made specifically for the crafters in mind. Again, we have Kim Stanwood-Terranova here, and she's the author of The Technology of Intentions. And I'm so happy that you're here because we're going to be talking about so many great things. In the last video, we talked about setting intentions. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how to use gratitude in our crafting practice. And using gratitude has been something that has been so powerful for me. For me, what it's done is it helps train my brain to look for more of the things I want in my life and move away from that mindset of being critical of myself and my craft and the things that I do. So it's been a really, really helpful practice for me, and I love being able to incorporate while I'm crafting. So if you want, go grab a project while you're watching this video, whether it's a blanket or a scarf or whatever it is that you're working on. Pull it up, get cozy, get comfortable, because we're actually going to be applying the things that we're talking about to our craft. So we're going to be talking about gratitude, and Kim is the real expert here. So Kim, I'll kick it off by just saying I'm really grateful to have you here.
I'm really grateful that you're asking me to be here. Gratitude's like the cornerstone of living an expansive life of appreciation. Like, it is the path. And it is such a beautiful, simple exercise. You know, there are our basic exercises and practices of self-care really are simple, but have a lasting, life-changing effect in our lives when we practice them. It's just we got to pick them up and practice them.
Yes.
And gratitude is the number one that can change our mindset, our heart space when we're living a life of gratitude. And it's changing where we're looking. You know, it's been proven that wherever you're focusing your attention on, more energy comes to that spot. So if we're focusing our attention on all that we're grateful for in our lives, even when things could be falling apart or we could have bumps in the road, but we're still seeking the light of what we're grateful for, then those places that are bumpy begin to shift and become healed or solved, resolved in different ways, because our attention is on possibility. See, when we're not focusing on gratitude, we're usually stuck in what isn't working. This isn't working, that isn't working. I'm upset about this, mad at that person. We can have those feelings. We're not saying, oh, we don't have other feelings. It's what we do with them and where we come back to, okay, I'm working through this upset with someone, but what am I grateful for? I'm grateful that I have time to sit and to honor my craft. I'm grateful that I have time to be right here with you today. I'm grateful that the sun's shining. I'm grateful that things are occurring in my world that bring me back to center. Doesn't mean other things aren't occurring. It means that you're changing your viewing point of how you look at the other things, because you're beginning in a field of gratitude.
I'm glad that you said that because it's what you said that I liked was it's not that these other things aren't happening. It's we're choosing to look at the good or look at it differently. And I'll just give a hypothetical example. Let's hypothetically say I ate a pizza last night and I'm feeling not so good. I'm feeling bloated or just kind of like judgmental of myself for eating something I didn't feel like I should. So what you're saying in that moment is I have a choice. I can feel bad. I can be judgmental towards myself, or I can choose to look at it differently. So can we actually apply the gratitude practice?
I'm thinking about pizza right now.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite food.
Maybe it wasn't hypothetical.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
But your point is you're feeling, your body temple's feeling a certain way.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of judgment of, oh, I did this and now I'm feeling this way. So right on track, that we don't ignore the feeling. We honor, this is what's going on for me today.
Yeah.
And in knowing it's what's going on for myself today, what can I seek out that I'm grateful for? I could be grateful that I have a body temple that is still, digesting things. And this is temporary. I'm not going to feel like this all day long. I can be grateful that in this moment, I'm sensitive enough in my body to choose again, to be aware. I'm grateful to know that I have an ability to sit still and just love myself, forgive myself, and begin again. Well, there's so many things to be grateful for that shifts our mindset to what's working in our lives, not ignoring what isn't, but bringing a different energy perspective to what isn't, so then that can shift to begin to work in our lives. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that absolutely makes sense. And I think that for me, this is, again, something that comes with the more practice, the easier it is to see things that I'm grateful for. And then you realize there's just I've realized there's just an abundance of things that I'm grateful for. So for example, the time that I got to have with my friends as I ate that pizza. And it's just so crazy to me how, I guess I want to see human nature, my nature in the past. And even still to this day, sometimes I catch myself thinking about the negative things, like, oh, I feel so full from that pizza. I can't believe I ate all of that pizza, rather than I got to spend so much time with the people that I love. And then this is what I love about the gratitude practice is it's helping train my brain and shift the way that I'm thinking, so that I'm finding now that I'm spending more time in that place of gratitude, more time in that place of positivity over judgment for myself. And that's something that really has made a huge difference on my life. It's helping a lot with anxiety that I felt, and just overall feelings of happiness.
Yes, because whenever we're grateful, we're shifting things right to that we create a space to have more things come to us that we're grateful for. That's just been proven. Like if we're grateful for things that are occurring, we're shifting the place for more things to come to us that we appreciate. And sometimes we draw them to us, sometimes just in surrender to, yeah, this is hard, and I'm still appreciating that I've got a body. I'm still appreciating that I could sit here for a few moments and get my mind straight again. I'm still appreciating that someone in the other room loves me, or I'm still appreciating that I, as you mentioned, that I was with friends last night, that I'm making something wonderful for a family member, even if things are happening in life that are uncomfortable. But the moment we move to a grateful heart, we just open up spaces to receive more than we ever thought, because we're seeing from appreciation. So we're going to notice something that somebody may wants to give to us, love us, hug us in a certain way that we wouldn't have been open to it if we were still in upset. But with gratitude, we open a different chamber in our heart to receive more, to really be present to, oh, I'm just grateful for this precious moment. And in that, everything else opens up to allow more precious moments to occur.
That makes so much sense. And that's, for again, how I see it in my life. It really feels like I'm training my brain to,
love the way you say that.
Yeah, to feel those moments more, the moments that I want to feel, right? Because it's a choice, and we talked about this in the last video. How do I want my life to be? And I'm really doing everything in my power to be more intentional about creating my life. And it's why these intentions, this gratitude, these acknowledgements have been so helpful for me, why I really wanted to get you here to share this with all of you, in the hopes that you can apply it in your own life. And for me, it starts with the crafting. And I started this practice with the crafting, but as I've gotten more practice from it, I'm now doing it throughout my day. But let's talk about it with the crafting for a second, because that's where a lot of you guys are spending your time, with crochet or knit or sewing, or again, whatever your craft or your hobby is, you can apply it in any case. But I have my blanket that I'm making for my nephew right now. And I'll give an example of how I would do it. Again, I like to choose 5 things that I'm grateful for, but you can choose any number. It doesn't have to be 5.
That's a good number, Brittany. I love that you know that.
Yeah.
5 gratitudes is beautiful.
It just seems approachable, but also like a nice goal.
Yes.
So that's the number that's worked for me. But again, as I've become more comfortable with it, I'm finding that throughout the day, I'm giving gratitude to myself, to other people, to the birds, or whatever. I'm just like, I'm seeking it out, or not even seeking, I'm just seeing it more. And so how I started my gratitude practice, though, was I would wake up in the morning and I would pull out whatever project I have that I'm working on, or, a relaxing project, something that maybe has a repetitive stitch pattern, so I can really focus on the intention I'm setting or the gratitude I'm setting. And I start with intentions. And if you haven't seen that video, you can click through and see that video on this page here. And then following the intentions, then I move to gratitude. And that's kind of the second phase of my little morning routine. And I love starting my morning this way, because I start it with my craft, with something that I love. So that's already starting out in a positive mindset.
Yes.
And then using these intentions, gratitudes, and acknowledgements, it adds that like bonus layer of positivity to my day. So after I've done my intentions, I move on to gratitude. And again, I focus one gratitude per row. So, right now I'm so grateful to be sharing this moment with Kim and to be able to bring this information that has been so impactful in my own life to you guys. I'm so excited for you guys to be able to use this and to learn how it's going to change your life. And so I would pick up my project. In this case, it's knitting, but whatever project is fine. It doesn't matter. And I would just start knitting my row, and I would focus on that on that gratitude, and really feel how you guys are going to feel when this is incorporated in your life. Really imagine, that positivity that comes to your life, that's come to my own life. And as I'm doing that, I just feel better. I feel so much better.
I'm feeling better hearing you talk about it. Like with every stitch, that how grateful you are. Just think about that's like a beautiful practice.
Yes.
That if I'm just so grateful for this, I'm just so grateful for that. What it's happening is you're bringing attention, noticing all in your life that's working. And as we do that and just say thank you, thank you, thank you, that this is occurring, every stitch brings more things that your heart is expanding on, appreciating, which shifts your energy to how you're going to handle the things that aren't. Because you're starting from a platform of just grateful for this moment. I mean, when it all comes down to it, aren't we all grateful for this moment? When we're living in the present moment, it's to be with you. It's to be with all of you. It's to, when you finish watching this, to go into the other room, be with those you love, who knows what, but to have tender moments of just awareness. This is a precious life. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful that I'm breathing. I'm grateful for this body temple. I'm grateful to be able to wake up and go to my craft. That's an amazing life already creating there. I'm so grateful to be able to get up, go to my chair, and just bless this day with my craft. It's a beautiful way to start your day.
Yeah, it really is. And you mentioned stitch by stitch, and that's why I love doing this with a craft, because we're so lucky to be able to sit down, and I shouldn't use the word lucky. I mean, this, again, it's life's a choice, right? And so to be able to sit down with whatever project, whatever craft that I'm working on, and just every stitch, just truly feel grateful for that. And again, for me personally, I have been my own worst critic and judger. And that's something I've been really trying to get kinder and gentler on myself. And so by incorporating gratitude into my practice of crafting, it takes away space from the negative place that I could go, and it puts a positive space in there. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about gratitude, right? It's focusing again on what we want, and then that kind of removes space for what we don't want.
Well said. It releases the things that where our attention is, it releases things that aren't serving us any longer. So that we've outgrown certain belief systems. Sometimes we don't even know what we're repeating in our head because they're just patterns that keep running. I'm not good enough at this. I didn't do that very well. When we start to focus on what we're grateful for, we're changing, which, as you said, your brain waves start getting on a new track of what I appreciate. So those other thoughts are released. Lots of times when I teach children, I have them start to write a gratitude journal, as well as adults. I always ask all my clients to write a gratitude journal, and to watch children focus on what they're grateful for shifts their mindset from what they don't have. Instead of I want this, I want that, and shifts their mindset to I'm so grateful I have this and this and this. So their life begins to shift to all that they appreciate instead of what they want and feel they don't have. Now, we just take that from our children, raising them up into conscious adults.
Yes.
Then we're having a society of appreciation that we're going to appreciate each other more.
Well, and this is why I say crafting is not just crafting. It really is therapy, because it's helping us get to a better place. And as you just said, when we're in a better place, we're able to make an impact on other people, children, whoever it is, and then they go out and make a greater impact on the world. And so it has this ripple effect.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's so powerful. And I think that the time that, no matter what, the time that you spend crafting, I really believe you're already doing that, because on some level, for whatever reason, you're gravitated towards your craft because it helps you relax. It helps you feel more connected to yourself. And so that's already happening with your craft. But by applying these additional layers, it kind of takes it to that next level, which the sky's the limit for what you can get out of it.
It's such a beautiful awareness of every one of you crafting is stitching all these gratitude intentions out into the world. So wherever it goes, whether it's on your body, in your home, to enjoy, there's more stitches of gratitude and love. Whether it's someone that you're gifting it to, there's more stitches of gratitude and love, or wherever else you're stitching into it, going out into the world. That's the ripple effect. That's where your own light of creativity is rolling out and affecting not only yourself and bringing you back to center and happiness, it's rolling out and touching others. And that's profound, that each and every one of us has gifts to give.
Yeah.
And you're giving it through your craft. So it's so tender for yourself as well as how it goes out into the world.
Oh, I love what you just said. That the gift that you're giving to others and yourself. And that's a good reminder. And we won't really delve into that too much now, but in another video, we're going to be talking about acknowledgements. And just the more that we do this, the more we do intentions, the more we do gratitude, the more we do acknowledgements, it brings to a conscious level the things that we're doing well in this life. And we can be so hard on ourselves. I know I can be so hard on myself. Maybe you guys can relate. And it really shifts that mindset. So that's beautiful that you said that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So let's recap. I like a good recap. Just to really kind of distill the concepts that we talk about down and make it really actionable for you guys. So creating a gratitude practice. Can you help me kind of formulate a plan of action, incorporating what we said here? What do you typically recommend to someone, how they go about creating a gratitude practice in their life? And I can apply it to the crafting.
Beautiful. I ask everyone to write a gratitude journal either every night, every morning. I love that you start yours in the morning when you get up to, stitch. It's like, I love that because you're beginning your day in gratitude. And then your attention that day is what you're already grateful for. But definitely writing gratitude journal at the end of the night. I'll just start at the top of the page. Today I'm grateful for, and write 5 things or stitch them. Is that we're really stating, I'm just grateful. And from gratitude, anything is possible. So writing it, stitching it, expressing gratitude to those we love, really taking a moment, around the dinner table.
Yes.
In our family, we at the dinner table say what we're grateful for every day. And even if it's the challenges that we say, I'm grateful that I got through this challenging moment today that was difficult, but we support each other in that. And then we could tell each other what we're grateful for, that individual in our lives. We get to connect more in our world, and that connection of just looking into someone's eyes instead of always being busy, and saying, I'm so grateful for you being in my life. I'm so grateful for that tender hug you gave me this morning. I'm so grateful that you noticed what I'm knitting and you appreciated it. Thank you for those kind words. Gratitude practices, from writing to expressing to catching our mind and getting it back to gratitude. There's so many ways. Just begin.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I love that. And that's the exact same thing that I would say. Just begin. And again, I love incorporating it into my knitting or crochet or whatever craft it is I'm working on. But I've done both. I love keeping a gratitude journal. Typically what I do is I actually write my intentions, gratitudes, and acknowledgements down in a journal. I start it in the day, in the morning. You just have to know what's best for you. But for me, if I do it in the morning, then I feel really good that it's done. And it's the same for exercising for me. If I don't do it in the morning, then I can find a million reasons not to do it. So I like to start in the morning, but other people like to do it in the evening. Just pick a time that's fun for you and have fun, really. Like, this should be a fun thing. And
absolutely,
I firmly believe we all need to bring more fun into our life, right? And crafting is fun, and we need to remember that. And the intentions, the gratitude, the acknowledgements, those are fun. And this is a way for us to have more fun in our life. So, I write mine down, and then I also really focus on them as I'm working on that project. And it's been such a powerful practice for me. So, Kim, thank you for sharing that
absolutely
information on gratitudes. And
I'm so grateful to you. I'm so grateful to all of you for everything you're creating, because it has impact on the world. So
yeah,
thank you. Thank you.
And that is something that is so true. Each of us have an impact on the world.
Yes.
And we often minimize our impact. And this is where acknowledgments are going to be so helpful, and we're going to talk about that in the next video. But in the meantime, I would love for you to leave a comment below and let me know, what are you grateful for? Are you going to try incorporating gratitude practice with your craft? If so, let me know what craft you're working on and something that you're grateful for. I would love to see that in the comments. And until the next video, I'll leave it there, and I'll see you soon. Hey again, are you enjoying these videos? This is just a small preview of what's waiting for you inside of the Stitches community. Stitches has one goal, and that's to give you all of the resources you need to celebrate your me time while you crochet, knit, sew, or craft. You'll get everything from a library of patterns and video classes to essential skills workshops to help you learn new tips and tricks. Plus, guided meditations and stretches designed specifically for crafters to help you relax even more while working on your projects. And on top of all of this, you'll also get help from our expert instructors, inspiration from other crafters, be able to see pictures of their project and supplies, and if you want, even post pictures of your own work. This is a community designed to appreciate you and the craft that you love. And you can check out the Stitches community with the link in the description below. I hope to see you there.